We are what the game needs to get the truth revived.
Truth revived.
It's the Pool Pit Podcast, baby. Season 3, episode 65. What the business is. It's that man with the plan, Big Kev. And that's Cuz with the buzz, Big Bo. And you know we got that food for your soul. For sure.
For sure.
Got to do a disclaimer.
Okay.
Like I said, I found out a lot of people listen to this podcast.
A lot.
It's kind of hard to see the numbers. Like I kind of see them a little bit better on the YouTube side of it, but the audio side of it, it's on various platforms, so a lot of people listen to it. And I'm just trying to be as honest as possible and give people a chance to back out. Before you embark on this situation, give you a chance to back out. So here we go without further ado. The Pool Pit Podcast is not a gospel or religious podcast.
Say it once more.
You know I got to do it. I said the Pool Pit Podcast is not a gospel or religious podcast, but we are bringing the gospel in the form of information straight like that. And y'all know this podcast is based on the foundation of positivity, motivation, inspiration, most importantly, love. So we don't do anything without a weekly affirmation. And you want to know something? I did not put it on here, but I always keep it on deck. So just give me a sec, and I'll find something.
Gotta stay ready.
Stay ready if you ain't got to get ready. Here we go. Stop responding to people who want your energy in exchange for nothing. You know, you got to think about it. Your energy is precious. And when you just give it to people who don't want to give you any energy back, or they're giving you negative energy, all that's going to do is kill your good energy or your energy at all. So, you know, that's definitely something to keep in mind. All right, so y'all know we've been out for a week or so. I was on vacation, had a good time with the family. Just needed to recharge that battery a little bit. So I had a guest on deck, you know, but I don't know what happened. We'll see later, I guess. But, you know, we called audible.
Omaha.
We called audible. So it's me and Cuz on deck. So we just going to get on into it.
Hey.
All right. So first things on deck is the KeKe Palmer situation. I didn't get to talk about it last week. Like I said before, we was on vacation. But I did want to talk about it a little bit with Cuz and chop it up, because you know me and him going to have two different visions of it or ideas of it. So Cuz, what's your take on the KeKe Palmer situation?
Well, first things first, just going by the whole situation and everything that's going on with them, I think there were things going on
previously
before this situation happened. Just the way they reacted to each other or whatnot, and how they threw jabs at each other. They was already having, you know, and it happens in, you know, young relationships, a new mother, new father, you know, they're trying to deal with the situations and different emotions or whatnot. But after everything, you know, happened, a video came out basically where he was discussing his insecurities with being with her.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen that one.
So he already had some type of insecurities because he felt like, you know, he has to be perfect for her, but at the same time, you know, this is his woman, so he wants her to be perfect.
Okay.
And nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. But I think, you know, both of them handled it wrong.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't need to go on
social media
and you know, kind of like, you know, berate her or whatnot.
Or just look weak.
But yeah, he looked weak. But at the same time, I don't think she did anything wrong. I don't think what she had on was wrong.
Okay.
I don't think you go and hang out with Usher. And plus on top of that, you are a star. You know what I'm saying? You gotta I'm with Usher right now. You know, you gotta, you know, do it up a little bit, whatnot. You know, I don't have no problem with what she did, but the way he handled it was wrong, and then the way she responded to it was wrong too.
Okay. So my take on it is like, I get what you're saying. As I started, I listened to a lot of people's different opinions on it, you know, like from women to men, to just social media in general, right? And I know me and Cuz talked about it, right? So like some people don't equate relationship as being a marriage, or don't feel like it's the same level of commitment.
No, it's not.
Okay, I beg to differ, because what I say is, if that's the case, then why do it? I heard people say, "Oh, it's a woman, it's her body, she can dress like she want to dress." Perfectly fine. Y'all know this world is free will. We all can do whatever the fuck we want to do. But if you're not going to have a compromise, then why be with somebody else? Because that's kind of what a relationship is. Somebody else is coming into your life. You have to change your mindset of how you move and do things. If you're saying, I want a man, I want a woman, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, that's what you're embarking on. You're changing your lifestyle. You're not single anymore. That means you have to have a different person's mentality involved with your decision making. I'm of the mindset is, like I said before, if you have the discussion, it's all about transparency, right? And like she said, that he seen the dress before they stepped out. So that part I didn't hear at first when I first had my thoughts on it or whatever, right? If he seen the dress and she stepped out, then he got a man up just because it's Usher. I get it, it's Usher. It is Usher. But if you seen the dress before she walked out, you can't go to social media and try to play victim. Yeah. You should have discussed that with her and be like, hey, where you think you going with that? You know what I'm saying? And y'all should have had that discussion beforehand if it really bothered you. But going to social media made you look weak, especially when it's Usher. And I'm probably sure Usher was laughing like, hey, man, I ain't really even trying to fuck with her like that. But now you just look weak. I'm going to play with you just because you showed your weakness. But like the women who say, oh, it's a woman's body. She can do whatever she want to do. She can wear what she want to wear. You surely can. But if you have a man, where does the respect factor come in? It's just like a man. A man can go wear some fucking jogging pants and not put no drawers on and let his shit swing if he want to, right?
Right.
He has free will. But would it be wise to do so, knowing other women are going to look at it and other women are going to be staring and you're going to be gaining attention when you have a woman? No. And she's probably going to be like, hey, you can put some drawers on. Hey, you need to change. So I hate when they don't keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. It's like in life with me, if you've ever known any conversation I've been in, I'm all about keep that same energy. Keep that consistency. Because y'all, I've been on dates, literally, and a woman would look at me and be like, can you stop cracking jokes? Because another woman is digging it. So, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, okay, cool. Because I don't need to hear her mouth. I'd be like, cool. I'll dial it back a little bit, right?
Man,
but that's what you do. I'm just saying, it's your choice. If we all go with the mindset that we can do whatever the fuck we want to do, why is anybody with anybody then?
Right.
You know, that's what I'm saying. If you go with that mindset, that's why it sounds so stupid to me. What is the reason of having a relationship? And when they talk about, oh, a relationship is nothing. A relationship, if we want to be technical, a relationship is supposed to be the step before marriage. That's the only reason why you get in a relationship. You get to know a person. You say, hey, I want them to be my boyfriend or girlfriend. Normally, the engagement or the steps are supposed to be to marriage. That's the way it goes. We've totally changed. Society has totally changed it, and times have totally changed it to like, hey, this is just who I'm fucking with at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I'm going to dip out on it. I'm here for it. But if you're here for a good time, not a long time, then just be by yourself and have female friends and male friends.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. How you get down is how you get down. I don't judge. I'm just saying, what's the use of being in a relationship if you're not going to abide by some type of rules and guidelines? Say that, big kid. It just doesn't make sense to me. But little buddy, you gonna have to.
I mean, he young, he learning. He's
a lot of, but there's the other dude named DDG that with the girl Haley. What you call it? Was it Bailey? Is it Haley Bailey?
Oh, they still together?
No, but he made a song. He just came out with a song and he talking about he insecure and he ain't like the fact she was kissing somebody for the promo. Look, if you get with a woman who is in the industry, Hollywood music, anything in the industry where her looks, how she carries herself, how she promotes herself is her livelihood, you're gonna have to have some tough skin, G. Mm-hmm. You can't, and you're gonna have to get out. And you're gonna have to get out and do your own shit. If you one of them niggas who ain't out doing nothing, you ain't hustling, you ain't getting you ain't doing music yourself, you ain't in entertainment, you don't have nothing going for yourself, you just sit at home,
Hey,
it's gonna be hard for you, G.
insecure motherfucker.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for you, for real, for real. So, like I said, for the young man, I hope he learns from this mistake. And any man, whenever you go crying to social media, you done lost the goddamn battle.
Yeah.
Because niggas on social media don't give a shit.
Man,
they just gives us something to talk about.
Yeah. You giving us content.
You giving us content. That's it. Motherfucker don't care if you was really in your feelings to feel some type of way. And the women definitely gonna take KeKe side. So you lost. If you did have women fans, they gonna ride out with KeKe.
So it's a mission. That's when you lost.
That's when you lost. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the next one. So I thought about, like I said, when I was on vacation, I was thinking about a couple things. And one was hilarious to me because it happened to me. I don't know if it happened to Cuz, but I'm gonna hit him up with it. Cuz, have you ever slept with a coworker? And if you did, what was the outcome?
Nah, man. I learned young. My OGs told me, don't get your honey where you get your money.
Don't get your honey where you get your money.
Now I did have a gig where I brought my baby mama on.
Okay.
I brought her on, but we was already, doing way before the gig. But like,
how was that dynamic?
Oh, it was fucked up. It was all fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we survived, Hey, we still co-parenting.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But I've always been just like friendly. I had a bunch.
What is going on?
I had a bunch that it could have jumped off, but nah. Like I said, I listened to my OGs.
Yeah, so with me, like I said before, I learned a lesson. I learned a valuable lesson. I done it maybe like 2 or 3 times. But I would say at Adidas. Adidas, like, you younger, you coming up or whatever, and you just get a lot of attention. At Adidas, I was the man. You feel me? I could walk through the whole plant, and in every department, everybody knew me. Like they were okay if, like if I'm walking through the plant. And so that fed into, your ego and whatnot. So I remember, like Cuz said, OG say, don't shit at where you rest at. All type of different little slogans for don't fuck nobody at your job. Didn't listen. So one, and I feel like, and this is where people don't get it right. I told the girl, hey, so we just doing what we do. I don't have no girl. Baby. I'm Kev up here, you know what I'm saying? I talk to a lot of females. I flirt with a lot of females. So if we do something, this is just 2 grown people being consensual, in this moment, right? She's like, oh, yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, cool. Right. Man, so, we does it a few times, feel me? And I never forget it. She worked in this department called screen print, and I was in this other department. And I know a lot of girls in screen print. So some girl had told me, hey, Kev, come here real quick. I runs over there, and we wasn't even fucking. The new chick that's talking to me just was, chopping it up. Cause I used to sell CDs and shit back then. Everybody burned CDs. I had hustles, you know what I'm saying? Movies, CDs. I was that bootleg dude, especially in there, you know what I'm saying? So she was calling, hey, I heard you, do the thing, you know what I'm saying? Cool. So we talking up. She telling me what she want. I told her to write a list down. Whoop, whoop. The girl must have thought I got her number. So I goes over to the water fountain and I'm drinking some water. And I looked up. She just staring at me. I'm talking about with hate. Have you ever seen like on The Simpsons or the Family Guy with that little monkey pointing at you? Yeah. That's exactly how she looked at me. I'm like, what is going on? So then she proceeds to walk over there and be like, how could you? I'm like, how could I what? And just cause a scene. And I'm not big on that embarrassment shit. Like, cause with me, if I get angry, I don't know no other way to respond but to give you what you want. You see what I'm saying? So I try my best. Plus, this is our job. You got to think about it. If we both get to acting out, we going in the office, they don't give a fuck who's right or wrong. You're embarrassing the company by having that type of argument and disruption on the floor. You feel me? Outburst. And so I had my best to just walk away. But that was a learning lesson. I did it one other time. It didn't end out bad. She just didn't like me anymore. She used to stop talking to me, which, it is what it is. She was like, you're nothing but a whore. I was like, a whore? I said, so I was like, like when how is a man called a whore when it's consensual? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm single.
I'll be that.
Yeah, we doing
I'll
what we
be
do.
that.
You know, back
I'll
then
be
I was,
that.
I'll be
I was getting it in. So, but yeah, you got to learn. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell everybody the disclaimer for this: don't you do it. Don't. It ain't worth it, man. If you making your bread and she fine, let it go. Find somebody else. Matter of fact, if it's your neighbor, I don't give a fuck. If they close vicinity where you are your everyday life and you can't get away from them, don't do it. The shit can go AWOL real quick.
It's cool to have friends.
It's cool to have friends.
I had a whole bunch of work friends.
But don't fuck them.
Yeah.
That's the truest thing ever. You can have friends and you can congregate and even meet up after work.
Yeah, no.
We used to go to the bar and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I have 2 female friends. Nothing ever happened between neither one of us. Her name was Martina. The other one was Tasha. And we used to go kick it at the bar. Used to shoot pool. Had each other's number. Would text late night. None of it was on none of that. And we were straight good friends. You know what I'm saying? And if something would happen, it probably would have deteriorated that because neither one of us all wanted to be in no relationship with each other. It was just been what it was going to be. And sometimes you got to think with the other head and make the better decision.
Boy.
All right, so I got something else.
Okay.
Just along the lines of jobs and shit, you know what I'm saying? Cuz, have you ever worked at a job for a day and quit?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, it was the one little gig where they go into different little places and they sit and type in all the numbers and like
Oh, okay. Them like the grocery stores?
Yeah, they audit the grocery stores and different little things. And so I came in and they gave me like a uniform. And it was a cool little uniform. I was like, this is a cool uniform.
Nice little uniform.
So, you know, we went through the little training or whatnot that day.
Uh-huh.
Man, I took that uniform and never came back.
Should have never came back.
Hey, I rocked that uniform like it was like a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I used to wear it with my Shine John jeans.
So you done made it fashionable.
Yeah, I made that uniform fashionable. But yeah, I was done. I was like, man, that's too much. I ain't about to sit and type on that.
Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and take the sound. I've got to take the sound. You know, I was, like I said before, on vacation, put my phone back on this sound, and this thing is going off. As soon as I get on here, it's going nuts. So we're going to go ahead and fix that real quick. We're going to go ahead and fix that real quick. All right, so I fixed it. So yeah, with me, it's been a couple jobs. And this was back. Yeah, this is back when you could get a job the next day. So you didn't give a fuck. But I remember I had came to do a job. I got hired to be an inventory controller, which Kevin, hey, you in track of the inventory, you write it down, check the boxes, make sure everything is in there, the count is correct. That's what they told me I was doing.
That's what they told me.
I get there the first day. I'm talking about the first day. And the first day probably was like fucking 100 degrees, it felt like, right? And if you've ever been inside of a truck with boxes inside that cargo, you know, in that trailer, you know it's like 150 now. So I gets there and you know, I reports to my manager. He says, yeah, I know they hired you for inventory control, but we're gonna need you to do the pick and the packing of the boxes today. I'm like,
that ain't what.
Wait a minute. My first day? Now I get you do cross training. You know, jobs, they, you know, promote cross training because I've been a manager and a supervisor, and you promote cross training to keep your people and your team strong. Totally understand that. Not on your motherfucking first day though. First day, I ain't even got to do the other job yet. So I ain't even got to sniff the inventory control job yet. And you talking about manual labor to get on this motherfucking truck and pitch some boxes. I started to do, I said, okay, you know, I'm gonna try to tough it out. I mean, I got on that motherfucker about an hour and it was about to be lunchtime. By time I said, you know what? I'm hopping in my car and I ain't coming back. As soon as I got in that car, I didn't think nothing. He's like, hey, where you going for lunch? Home.
Home.
Forever.
He thought I meant like home for 30 minutes. No, home forever, nigga.
I'm gone.
Forever, nigga. I'm not coming back. And so it was another job. I think it was a telemarketing job. This is before we was at Barefoot Grass, though.
Barefoot
Grass was player, though. Barefoot Grass was player.
Barefoot Grass.
Before we was at Barefoot Grass, anybody know it? I had my whole team up there. I'm talking about every nigga from the hood, niggas I know. I got everybody on up there. And imagine niggas, young niggas, trying to be professional, promoting grass service.
What was his name? Ron Greisu?
Ron Gricey, I think it is, something like that. But we had, it was people coming up with alias names.
Man.
Coming up with alias names. Wasn't even doing the presentation right. You was supposed to have a line analysis. And motherfuckers was like, hey, to get leads, motherfuckers was shortening it up, be like, hey, they just gonna put a pamphlet on your door. And that's not what they're gonna do. They really want to try to, check your line out and get you to be a customer. We was telling them all type of shit because you got paid off your lead. Changing the voices. Like, excuse me. Yes. You be talking all slang and cussing and doing everything else. As soon as you go on the phone, hello? Is this Mr.? You know what I'm saying? Just that quick. But before then, I went to telemarketing service. They said, all you're gonna do is for the fire department or whatever, right? And they was like, it's not, you don't have to sell nothing. Man, they lied their ass off. As soon as you give you the script says, hey, would you like to buy? Man, I'm like, come on, dude.
Would you like to buy?
Anytime you tell somebody over the phone, would you like to buy, they're going to hang up on you. You're not going to get nowhere with that shit. So that's another one I had to quit. And so, yeah, I know a lot of motherfuckers done quit jobs on the first day. Like, it just ain't what it's cracked up to be. But that one, no. They tried to play me. Hey, cuz got something that I probably quit early and left him in the bad side, but hey, it's part of growing up, man.
Are you talking about who's that, Marsh?
Yeah, it's part of growing up, man.
Oh yeah, you left me out there hanging.
Yeah, I done had some bad situations at job though. There's some jobs I wish I wanted to quit the first day, but I remember when we was at Sears, and this is with Manziel. Manziel had the easy job or whatever, right? And Manziel always has had the easy job when I come to think of. When we worked at Denny's, he was the host. We had to be the fucking dishwasher. So he always had an easy job. But at Sears, they put me in the home improvement section. And these old people looking for ceiling fans and shit like that. Whatever thing, you know what I'm saying, you would think of that's boring as fuck, right? For a fucking teenager to be in. So one day they had me mixing paint. You had to mix paint too up there, right? And I learned how to do it, you know what I'm saying? It's basically you just take a little, you got it in that machine, you put the little squirt, you know what I'm saying, or whatever color to blend it, you take the paint stick, make sure it go. But what you're supposed to do, hit the paint can back on there, supposed to lock these handles when you put it in the shaker machine, right? And I had done this a couple times, and I guess just this time, I just totally spaced putting the fucking lock on it, right, on the can. All of a sudden, I hit that button. I turned around and was helping somebody. Man, that whole paint machine was black. And it was pouring out the side. Like, how am I gonna clean this shit up? That's paint. Yeah. Paint does not come up easily. And it's a whole gallon.
You done painted it.
One, it done messed up inside the machine. Two is on the outside of the machine and on the floor with customers still walking. That was probably the most terrible day of my life. I'm just like, man, it took me about 4 hours to clean that shit up. Seriously. And get it all the way clean. So just some good old humor and life stories. Okay. So now, like I said before, we ain't did sports and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? In a minute, just us. So sports, you got the WNBA All-Star going on. And matter of fact, shout out to Sabrina Ionescu. Oh my God. If you watch the 3-point shootout, she hit 37 of them.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it.
Steph Curry hit 31. 37, bro. She was knocking it down. I don't think nobody gonna break that record.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, but she did good. Shout out to the women. I wish men would, and the whole, just in the world in general, would give them more props and more looks, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, because they're actually exciting. They have some exciting players. They get mistreated about how they're paid. These are star athletes, right?
Yeah.
Same as the men. And you telling me you putting them on commercial flights and, how they're barely making any ends, and that's why they gotta go over to places like Russia and China and play basketball and stuff like that. So we gotta look out for them. They got that going. What else is going on? Of course, we watch Summer League. Summer League. Some people being impressive. Victor Wembanyama. It was a lot of pressure on him. He had a rough first game. Second game, hey, Nah, he showed why. He probably gonna be that dude, you know.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, summer league and just you got to get a better sample size before you judge people. You know, people was calling him a bust out of the first game. I'm glad
That's
he
crazy.
just bounced back. You know, the first game, shit, you know, you never know if it's a game plan for you to dominate and look
He
good.
even said, I don't know what I was doing. Like, he ain't been practicing with them dudes.
Right, you could just tell.
You
But
know?
and another thing, summer league is just like run and gun. There's
Yeah.
not set plays and you know the things that he's really going to be doing when he's a Spurs. So I'm like, let that man get a year before we start, you know, saying he ain't gonna be shit and he ain't this or that and the third. Let that man get a year in. Who else is kind of impressive that I seen?
What you call it? The second year dude's been looking good. You know, what's his name? Jabari Smith looked good.
Yeah, Jabari Smith did look good.
Keegan Murray looked good.
Keegan Murray did look good.
You know what I'm saying? Benedict Mathurin had a good game.
Yeah, you can see the second year player, third year players is,
yeah.
you know, they look like they ready to take that next step.
Chet Holmgren, he's coming back from that injury.
Chet look good. I think Chet gonna be the rookie of the year. To be honest with you.
Okay. You think he's gonna be rookie of the year?
I think he is. I do.
Over Wemby?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to be as easy as Wemby thinks it's going to be. Like Draymond Green told him, he was like, oh, Summer League wasn't as physical as he thought. Okay. When the NBA, it's more physical than you think. This is Summer League. They're going to be physical with you. And I want to see if he can get those same shots off. And he tries to dribble, and them guards going to dip in and dunk in. They're going to be stealing the ball and get hands on him. So I want to see how he adapts to the way the NBA will be played. But I think Chet ready.
Chet ready.
But I will say the other rookies, Scoot Henderson, you know, he got hurt in the first game, but he looked good in that.
Yeah, he
first
did
game.
look good. He did look good.
The Thompson twins have been solid.
They're gonna be nice.
Yeah, I like them dudes. I actually like the Pacers pickup, Jarris Walker.
Yeah, he looked nice.
Yeah. You know, he's more than just a defender. He
definitely looked nice.
Yeah, he got an offensive game to him, but he does play defense.
There's some people that you didn't even know about. You know, that didn't even go high in the draft, like that Keontae George for Utah. He is balling.
See, I've been following him since he was in high school.
But there wasn't no big thing on him, you know what I'm saying? And he's hooping in Summer League. So that, you know, and then like it's just other people who get their chances and shot at Summer League. I just say make the best of it.
Yeah, Nick Smith had him a good game.
Yeah, that's the dude from
Arkansas and Walsh.
I like Black too.
Walsh.
Black looked pretty decent too in Orlando.
No, my guy has been Kassan Wallace.
Okay.
I've you know, before he committed to Kentucky, I was like, man, I think that's a solid guard. Nah, it's just the only thing is he's going to OKC and they have a lot of guards.
Yes, they have a lot of guards.
That's the only thing.
And some of these places, like these people are going to, the competition you're just not going to beat. Like the people in front of you are just going to be better, most likely. So what you're doing is really just let people know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And you just never know. You might be able to get on one of these teams who can use your skill set, and you might be able to get some playing time on a team. All right, what else we got?
Big three.
You know, Ice Cube been on
he been on a tour right now,
talking about how the NBA and I've talked about this. Matter of fact, I talked about this on the podcast, and I think we had a difference of opinion about it. But this is what I'm saying. I don't understand why the NBA is, if they are truly trying to blackball him, shut him down, not let him get these sponsors, not let him get these TV spots that everybody else is getting, because ultimately he's not trying to be in competition. You never could be in competition with the NBA. These is the new current modern stars. The big three is stars that were stars or NBA players and past their time but can play a little bit basketball still. And that it's still entertaining. You know, if you've ever played a Gus Macker, you ever been in a 3-on-3 tournament, you like the idea of watching a 3-on-3 basketball with athletes, professional athletes. That's it. So the NBA should embrace that, and endorse that, you know, and make it bigger and make more people want to join. Maybe you have the foreigners, you know what I'm saying, who play the sport start to join in, and it becomes a bigger, you know what I'm saying, a spectacle. But right now, Cube is going through it. And the way it's going, I don't think it's going to last. For real. So. Like, it's on Channel 8 at like 1 o'clock, and they don't really promote it.
No, actually, to me, it looks like it is going to last with the sponsors that they got, the people that are showing up to the games. It's looking like it's doing all right.
It's doing all right, but I don't think it's gonna last at that. That's what Ice Cube is saying. Your idea is to grow as a company. If you're staying stagnant or you move backwards, then that's not good for a company. And that's why Ice Cube is kind of like coming on this tour, like, hey, stop fucking with us. Let us be. You know what I mean? Let us eat out here. We're not trying to fuck with y'all. And that's what he's really trying to say. He's tired of it. Like when you're trying to go up to these meetings and you're trying to have these sponsors and they automatically shutting you out, you know what the game is. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
they got some sponsors. They got Monster. They got Taco Bell.
But I think he wants other sponsors. He wants some of those bigger sponsors. And when you're having those meetings and them doors is getting closed instantly, you want to know why. If I'm showing you a body of work, right, that works, that sells, why are y'all not with it? It got to be a reason. So I think that's what he really owned. But yeah, NBA, if you're doing that, stop it.
Stop it.
It's enough money, enough notoriety and fame to go around for everybody. It really is.
Right.
Anything else you got for sports?
Nah.
On the music side, I seen Dave East drop. Dave East stay working. I'm say like
Dave East dropped something?
Yeah, he dropped something.
Okay, I need to check that out.
I fucks with Dave East. You know what I'm saying? Dave East stay working. I think he dropping it seemed like damn near album every couple months. for real. Last thing he dropped was with DJ Drama. And he's all in a bunch of features. So check out that Dave East. King Von, they dropped out another CD for King Von. If you on the Chicago tip, you on that drill tip, hey, that's for you. Cola Ray, didn't she drop something?
That was like last week or so.
Oh yeah, but we can talk about it. So
yeah.
I seen that she dropped something on there. And they was talking about it ain't selling like it's supposed to be selling. Don't mean it ain't a good album. Check that out. What else did I see that was out? I think that's about it. Oh, Crazy Bone. Crazy Bone dropped something, like a mixtape that didn't sound too bad. I checked it out myself. I think Crazy Bone, if he ever just give it the right production, which I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, I heard they are working with Dr. Dre on the next Bone Thugs and Harmony album. I would love to hear how that comes out because one thing you can't say about Bone Thugs and Harmony, I don't think their lyrics and their songs have ever just been whack. I think their beat selection is terrible. I just don't know why they never adapted to the current beat selection of what goes on. Because if they did, they probably would still be on top, to be honest with you.
On top?
Yeah, as a group. Because Bone Thugs and Harmony, they just different. The way what they bring to a track is different. Like, I listen to Crazy songs and, like, I can tell the beats are not top tier, but his flow is top tier. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that with a top tier beat. It's like, that could be a little different.
We shall see.
We shall see. We'll wait it out. So let's see. That's pretty much all I got on deck. So we'll go ahead and call up Uncle OG. We kind of behind, see what's good with him. It's been a minute. It's been a long time since I left you. All right.
Step 2.
Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box.
What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, my brother?
What y'all up to?
Oh, nothing.
Just making it do what it do. I'm on the bounce back. After being on vacation, I'm just on the bounce back.
I'm recovering from the free concert.
Yeah, I saw that. Looked like it was a nice turnout out there.
Oh, yeah. No, it was a good time.
So we on the bounce back.
Yeah.
It's summer. It's hot.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, but the crazy part about it is Florida weather. I'm going to tell you right now, I thought Naptown weather was moody. Florida takes the cake. Like, it was literally like you would look at your phone. If you had something to plan, you know what I'm saying, that was outside or whatever activity, it would say sunny, 94 degrees, whatever. Like, oh, 94. Great. In like 20 minutes of doing what you're supposed to do, it would all of a sudden be thunderstorms and it would rain and thunderstorm for literally like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Stop. And then to do it again and sometime in the day. So it's just crazy. Matter of fact, when we was leaving, we'd all looked at our phones. We was checking the forecast for leaving out Tuesday, right? And I was like, okay, it looks like we're gonna get away from the storm, whatever. It wasn't supposed to storm till like 1 or 2, and we were leaving out like 10:45. As soon as we get on the plane, all of a sudden the clouds start turning gray. We had to sit on the runway for almost an hour because they said the pocket that we were going to fly in had the storms. So they had to try to find a way and get the okay if they can fly around Florida, a different way to get to Naptown. But man, I was just like, wow, Florida weather is crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And we just burning up down here in the South.
Yeah, y'all in
Oh, yeah,
hell.
Texas,
Y'all in
yeah.
hell.
Which I done had like 20 days in the hundreds.
Yeah, it's a little warm outside. I don't suggest people go out till it get dark.
He said, I don't suggest people go out.
It's warm out there, man. So what we talking about today? Well, it's been what, a week off?
Yeah, it been a week off.
Yeah.
This just kind of get back show. We just kind of, shot the shit. We talked about nothing really major. Just enough to give some show and get some content. So nothing major today. Something like
We talked about KeKe Palmer shaking her ass with Usher.
She ain't the only one.
Yeah, she sure.
Everybody's doing that now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking Usher.
It's Usher. That's the problem. I think that's the dude's whole problem it was Usher.
Get over it.
But hey, it is what it is.
Great.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't gonna get over that. Yeah, he ain't gonna get over that.
Yeah. So I don't think we had homework last 2 weeks.
No, the only homework was to read up on the books, and like I said, I was on vacation. I didn't get a chance to, but I definitely
so
will.
it wasn't a whole lot to talk about.
Right.
We come full circle in a lot of things, especially if you're following yourself. If you're getting to know yourself better, you're revealing things in yourself. Your life should be getting better, so to speak, if that's the case.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you're not, it's wash, rinse, repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a whole lot of people are having an issue with wash, rinse, repeat because you think that once you do one cycle, everything is better and everything is easy, and you don't have to do that no more.
Yeah.
But in everything that we've been talking about, it's been signs, symbols, and repetition.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the magic bullet or a quick pill will fix the human experience. So that leads me to the question, why is that in our mind? Why is it the one pill or the magic bullet
The quick
in
fix.
your mind?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like
The
quick
fix.
Yeah.
Quick fix.
I mean, I just think that we've been kind of conditionalized to just have this, that we're in a now society. Like everything is instant gratification. And I think that kind of goes along with the idea of the quick fix. Nobody wants to work for anything. The work ethic is poor. I just think that's what it kind of goes in our mindset.
Yeah, microwave.
Nah, microwave is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful creation. Not mad at it. However, does it help or does it hurt the human condition?
I think it hurts.
Could be. Couldn't be. I mean, what is the human condition that everything has to be faster and everything has to be sped up? Where are we going? Where are we going at this rate? What are we doing? Seems like the faster we get, the slower we get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that one out. How is it that our great grandparents were more stoic, had less stuff going on, but further in culture and in time?
Mm.
And we have more things at our disposal, more money, more education, more access to things, and we seem to be getting slower.
Yeah.
That's facts.
What happened to the consciousness that it flipped? Is it AI's fault? Is it the microwave's fault for that? Can we blame the microwave? Or is it along what your uncle been talking about and we've been talking about in class this whole time? Your reality have to be what you think.
Yep.
And if your brain is a microwave, meaning exactly what you were just saying, oh man, we got to have it quick. We got to have it fast. It's no wonder KeKe Palmer's out with her ass out.
nice segue.
It's no wonder that a mother of a newborn, when that newborn becomes 18, 19, 20, 25, 35, the world will still be talking about his mother's ass.
Facts.
And guess what else? She's supposed to be the one that's supposed to look out for that child. He's supposed to be the one to look out for the mother and the child.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we're here. This is where we are. Now, I have no problem with it, but can the world accept it 20, 30 years from now? If we're doing this now, what's the state of the world 20, 30 years from now?
Lord. Condemned?
And did we help usher that along?
Yep.
Ooh, now that's a question, ain't it?
Yeah.
Just by seeing it, did you help it? Because this is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
By having a conversation about it, did you help push us into the future or the past?
Good question.
I guess most of us think the thoughts that we think are our own.
Mm-hmm.
If they're your own, why is it that culture is built off all of the thoughts of all of the things of like mind? So my question today is the culture of the human being mind sick? Because you got to talk about that as human beings as a whole. And that whole being the consciousness being the brain.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with our culture?
Boy.
If an individual like KeKe Palmer that we're talking about, amongst other women that we're talking about, that this is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
They say matter follows mind. What kind of mind do we have as a people? because that's what you're seeing out your window every day. Life is the mirror.
Yeah, we talked about that
So the
last time.
consciousness of mankind is life.
Yeah.
So how do you fix it?
Can it be fixed?
Excuse me?
I said, can it be fixed?
What needs to happen for it to be fixed? Then that's my question back to you.
Hmm. I don't
I
know.
say it can be fixed. I don't even think it's broken,
Mm.
right? For me, it's out of alignment.
Out of
Alignment's
alignment.
not broken. It's out of alignment. Now, the whole picture's out of alignment because the individual is out of alignment.
Okay.
As above, so below. Y'all heard that before, right?
Right.
Mhm.
The bigger, the smaller has something to do with the bigger, and the bigger has something to do with the smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So to fix it, you have to fix the smaller, right?
Correct.
And what's the smaller? The individual.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get the individual back in alignment
Mm.
with the natural order of things? By understanding that the insignificant or the small, which would be you as an individual, that's attached to something that's bigger. And a lot of us don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
By recognizing it's an organism, even though you have a consciousness of the individual, you're still part of an organism.
Yep.
And you're either a cancer cell or you're a cell that operates the way it's supposed to, it's designed to.
Mm.
A cancerous cell is called a free radical.
Okay.
In being a free radical, that's a cell that decided it had an identity and wanted to be an individual.
Mm. Didn't know that.
So being an individual is probably your problem. Because how can a cell that's supposed to be a part of a whole be an individual? I guess that went too heavy.
Man.
Heavy, 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 heavy.
Okay. Now, this is how my brain works. Have any of y'all imagined the world, the earth, as a human body?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't say.
Okay, so that means all of the inhabitants in or on the surface of the earth represents what you would represent in your body.
Mm.
So your physical body could be like a skin cell on the body of the earth.
Okay.
Okay.
And it moves. It has 3 dimensions to it. Now, at the same time, the entities that's on the inside of the earth, they represent the heart, the lungs, the blood, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you fit in all that? Are you a toenail, fingernail, cuticle? But you never thought about it that way.
No.
A white blood
Now,
cell.
you look like something because we just talked about you're part of something bigger.
Yeah.
The smaller is a reflection of the bigger. And we already discussed before that all of the cells in your body have consciousness, and that consciousness that consciousness reflects the image of the whole, which would be that's the reason why you look the way you look, because all of your cells is in harmony for you to look that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why can't you turn that outward into something bigger? Because you look like something bigger, just like you look like something smaller. Dimensions is a motherfucker, ain't it?
Yeah, buddy.
So the bigger body is suffering because we want to be free radicals.
Free radicals.
And the only way to not be a free radical anymore is to think that you're part of something bigger, which you are. You're a representation of that.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of you thinking as an individual. So, how are you both? Because you want to be.
Say that then.
That's the power that the universe gave you. You could be a part of something and be an individual at the same time. But yet, say you poor, and you say you can't do this, and you say you can't do that. But nobody understands the power of the one.
The one.
Neo doesn't understand why he's the one. Because Neo and the one have been disorganized, meaning put out of alignment. Because NEO is ONE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You just now figure that out.
Yeah, I never thought about it, to be honest with you.
Once you recognize, you're Neo until you recognize you're one. That's the same thing as the Bible say, when I was a child, I thought as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they put it in movies and you don't see it?
I do.
Same thing. But see, you're an individual. And if you're an individual, you only get it on the individual level. You don't get it on the community level because you're not attached to the community. You don't even recognize that it's a community because you're an individual.
Deep.
So I'm laying in the bed thinking one day this week, and I'm thinking about this conversation we've been having about faith and fear.
Mm-hmm.
And we do know they both require the same thing.
Right.
We discussed that. We discussed that they require believing in something that you can't see for both of them to be what they are.
Yep.
I went deeper with that. And in going deeper with that, I found out the difference between the two is this. Faith requires upfront cost for you to get your reality or your goal. Meaning you have to put something in to get something out.
Correct.
Fear requires no down payment.
Mm-hmm.
But you pay later. You still get the consequences in your goals, but you have to pay for them later because there's no upfront cost. Now, you have to pay more going the fear route. because you have interest that built up.
Mm-hmm.
So continue to be an individual. That's your choice. But you either pay up front or you pay later.
Mm.
Cry. What's the saying? It's cry now, cry later, or something like that. I think it is.
Laugh now, cry later.
That's it. Yeah.
So all your uncle simply saying,
Damn.
The
hell was that?
He disconnected. That's crazy though. As soon as he said it, it was like on perfect timing. So your uncle simply saying D D D. That's crazy. Let's see if I can get him back. It just cut off on him. Must hit a dead spot because I don't see no drop call on the phone. So
it just dropped too.
yeah, it was perfect timing. As soon as you said it, so your uncle just saying it hit right
Boop,
there.
boop, boop.
That was weird.
Very.
I guess I was giving out too much information, I guess.
They watching you. They watching you.
They watch you.
I guess I was giving out too much information. That's funny.
Maybe. Overload.
That's funny. So back to what I was saying, I lost it that fast. No. Laugh not, cry later, faith and fear.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of work to do as individuals to get back to understand we bigger than what we think.
That's true.
We're more powerful than what we think, but that's supposed to go to the bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So, homework for next week.
Homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since everybody's on vacation, the kids is out of school running the parents crazy. It's hot as I don't know what outside.
Especially down there.
Especially down there. We had hot days, but y'all different.
Let me ask y'all, homework gonna be do our thoughts control the weather?
Oh. Do our thoughts control the weather?
And I mean that you're going to have to go bigger into this conversation because it's a consciousness thing that I want us to start to think about.
Okay.
Because we know in the system, let's just take a car. No oil in the car or low oil causes the engine to overheat.
And lock up.
And causing the engine to overheat, and it runs overheated for a long period of time. The engine locks up. Could that be a condition of where we are now?
Yeah.
As a culture and a humanity?
Good homework.
Does your thoughts really become things in this reality?
Does
it have to be? Does it have to be 108 degrees outside? Does tsunamis have to happen? Does sinkholes have to happen? Does volcanoes have to happen? Most of us never even looked at a pimple as a volcano.
Boom.
Boom. Mic drop.
But the pimple and the volcano have the same exact characteristics.
They really
do. That white pus shit that come out of pimple could be considered lava.
Yep.
But we don't correlate that kind of stuff together.
No, we don't.
So, do you control the weather? Do your thoughts control the actual weather that you have to deal with and prepare for on a day-to-day basis.
Well, we gonna find
Do
out.
your feelings control the weather?
Mm.
Your feelings and emotional. Multiply that by every living thing that's on the planet. Does it control? What does it control? Because we know energy doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
So, Neo, when are you going to start to recognize that you're the one causing your own demise?
Mm. Good one.
But I'm just out here in traffic, man.
That's what's
But
up.
it's all love, man. I love y'all. You
Yeah,
got your
love you.
homework. You got a lot of thinking to do.
Facts.
We got to paint a different picture. And the only way to do that is do it together.
Real talk.
Yeah.
It's all love, fellas. Love y'all. Appreciate it. Thank y'all again.
Love you, bro.
Yeah, love you too, Unc.
Later.
Later. All right, podcast people. Like I said before, we run the Audible and still coming with a good show. It's just like, you know, on the fly, we do things. Y'all don't even know what goes on behind the scene. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have a whole show scripted for, you know, the person, the guest, and then I have to
Hey.
Omaha. It just changed. It just changed over 20, 30 minutes. And we got to come with a whole nother show.
Got to
So
read the defense.
yeah. So like I said before, I just want to make sure I keep giving y'all content no matter what. So hope y'all liked it. And we're gonna catch y'all on that next one. Yup.